The Delta variant is dampening sentiment with cases rising in the two largest economies in the world, the US and China. Both are seeing cases rising. Let us, I thought, do a quick status check on what really is going on. Let's get in. The US is seeing a rise in cases, and with the Delta variant, which is much more infectious than previous strains, experts believe that cases are going to continue to rise for some weeks at least. While some states in the US may be forced to reintroduce restrictions, no one expects national lockdown measures again. On Wednesday, for example, President Biden called what is happening in the US, and I quote, a pandemic amid the unvaccinated. On to the second biggest economy. Cases in China have been reported in 17 of the 31 provinces and 25 cities. Again, with very few restrictions in China right now, experts see cases continuing to rise. The important difference between US and China with this is that unlike the US, the Chinese government has a very low bar for reintroducing very strict measures again. So expect aggressive testing regimes and localized restrictions, and presumably the Chinese government has got the public support for these kind of things. There is no such appetite in the US. Now we come to the UK. Case counts in the UK are falling. They are down 20% week on week. This is important because the UK has come to be seen as a bellwether for the rise of the Delta variant in the US and EU generally. So the data out of UK actually remains pretty encouraging. The common wisdom, just to move on to another facet of this, is that when you began 2021, the common wisdom was that mass vaccinations would lead to some sort of herd immunity. We now know from real-world data that this is far from true. The US CDC has a case study of 469 COVID cases in a particular county in Massachusetts. 75% of those infected between the 3rd of July and 17th of July were fully vaccinated, in a state where 69% of all adults were fully vaccinated. So, at best, it's a myth. This entire concept of herd immunity, at least at these levels with this strain. The other thing is the unanimous feeling around the world that booster shots would be necessary. Many countries have already planned this out. UK, Germany, Israel are prime examples who've got programs for booster shots either underway or expected to kick off in a month, 2 months from now. The question which remains is if booster shots in the rich and developed world will equate to worsening vaccine supply in the poor/emerging world, which is already struggling with vaccine shortages. A WHO study says yes, it could be so, and has as a result called for a moratorium on booster shots for a couple of months at least, till the end of September. The last thing I want to leave you with is the rate of vaccination itself. As you can see here on these tables, there are clear leaders and clear laggards as well. Now, I remember saying it many months ago, the biggest stimulus for countries remains mass vaccination. While COVID and the vaccine situation is continuously evolving, the number one hope amongst policymakers, businesses and market participants is that the current vaccines should continue to offer a great degree of protection against severity of the disease and hospitalizations as well. That's the primary number one hope right now from a market standpoint as well.